and all the policemen is good man.
Yeah. Hey everybody, I'm Nick. I'm a director living in Taiwan.
Hey everybody, I'm Luke, photographer living in Taipei, Taiwan.
And today we're talking about the film Better Days from 2019.
少年的你，2019年电影，
This is directed by Derek Zheng.
曾国祥
And it is nominated for an Oscar in the United States. It is not a Taiwanese film. It is a Chinese-Hong Kong co-production. So a little different on the channel today. But because it was nominated for an Oscar, so I wanted to review it to kind of talk about what we think of it.
Yeah.
I really like this movie, actually.
Yeah.
I
Which
thought it was
part
good.
did you like it?
Well, I'll introduce the plot. So the plot of the film is that it's set around the college entrance exam time in China, which is quite an interesting thing because it's a very unique cultural thing to China. We don't have this kind of pressure in America.
No.
I mean, a little bit. We have the SATs, but it's really not the same at all. Like for Taiwan, I think, and for China, like the college entrance exam is like the thing.
Very important.
Yeah, and you study all day. Like, that's all you do.
All 3 years when you was in high school, you need to study really hard to get into the college.
Yeah, until like late at night, like everybody stays all night just
Same
studying.
as Taiwan,
Yeah.
But it comes better, but still people study really hard.
Yeah. So it's in this backdrop of there, and then it's talking about how there's a girl who at the very start of the film, she kills herself. And then it's a story of her friend who also is getting bullied by people around this time of the college entrance exam. And then she meets a kind of like another kid who's out of school. He's like a gangster.
Yeah.
And they have a romance, and then he kind of helps her deal with her bullies.
Yeah.
Then some other terrible things happen.
Yeah.
They really film it in a way too where it really captures the feeling of being a kid where you can't really understand like that this is going to be over.
No.
Your life now feels like it's like your life forever.
Yeah, it seems to be it's disaster. It's the end of the world. Nothing you can do with it.
Yeah.
Like when you was a kid, you feel almost overwhelming by when it seems to be little thing, but still take off your control. So
yeah. And
it's
then
really something.
Yeah, and the way that the director puts these giant signs throughout the film, there's these giant signs in Chinese that say things like work hard and la la la, and it's just all this pressure that they put on these kids.
Well, it's so interesting because we in Taiwan, yes, we studied hard, but we didn't use those words. It's for me a little heroic, like when you put all those like signs on the wall to kind of motivating you to study more harder to get a good credit. But so, okay, it's a little bit funny, but it's so serious. This is really a big deal for them.
Yeah. Well, and their whole life revolves around whether or not they can do good on this. And then also at the same time, they have the pressure of being a kid and getting bullied and people not liking them and all kinds of problems that it's just like, you can definitely feel within the characters how like all of this like societal pressure just crushes on them.
Yeah.
And then they break and they do terrible things to each other.
Yeah.
So I just thought the way that the script and the way that the director handled the topic was really well done. I also think the editing of the film was really interesting. Like it was fast paced, but not excessive. Like it would slow down when it needed to, but it would also like there's the very beginning of the film with when the girl commits suicide. The way he edits that sequence is like really, really well done.
Yeah.
It cuts like back and forth between like cell phone texts of people like talking about it, and then it cuts around the dead body, so you never see the dead body, but you know exactly what happened, and you see all the reactions of all the people. I mean, I just think the director really knows what he's doing.
Yeah, in the picture-wise, I mean, the image quality and the way they compose those scenes is very reasonable and very peaceful to watch because you can totally get what is going on. And the acting is really, I mean, for those two main actresses, it's really, really good acting.
And it's interesting because the guy, the the gangster kid, he's like a pop star.
You mean
in China? Yeah, I looked it up. He's like some pop star. He's like a singer. He's like in a boy band.
Okay.
And if you look at photos of him online, he looks like a pretty boy. But in the movie, he looks like that guy looks like a gangster. Like he looks pretty good.
Good.
Yeah. So I think that he did a good job. And then the other interesting thing is that the main actress is like 27.
Yeah, and she looks so
She looks
baby
like a
face,
kid.
right?
Yeah.
She always looks like baby. Why she never get old?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, it's pretty
you-
amazing. Like you definitely believe
Just-
she's 18.
Yeah, just the look of just the way she looks is so pretty young. So it's definitely suitable for her to acting like this kind of.
I think
role.
one thing I wonder is I'm very used to the Asian style of filmmaking, and I wonder if American audiences will find the acting and the drama too over the top.
Mm-hmm. You mean the way they bully into each other?
Just like the crying and the way that they act, it's like a little bit
dramatic.
It's a little bit dramatic. I'm kind of used to it after seeing. I kind of like it, and I thought that the script, it definitely builds to a point where what happens at the end. Spoiler is that they end up killing the bully.
Yeah.
And that part of it, if you think about it, it's kind of unrealistic, like that would actually happen. It's kind of like that might not really happen in real life, but I think they definitely build it enough. They build it enough that you get there and you don't think, oh, this is crazy that this happened. But I wonder if other audiences might think like, oh, this is too ridiculous. Like
how come he kills her?
Just like the most I guess the way that I would say is like the most dramatic thing you can think of happening in the movie happens.
For me, the ending of this movie, could I talk about?
Yeah, sure. Let's talk about it.
It's a little bit I don't know. It's because it is Chinese co-production.
I was gonna say this
because the ending is so romantic and so happy ending kind of.
Well, this is what happens. So the girl. Her boyfriend, this is a spoiler, so the boyfriend takes the blame for the murder that the girl actually committed on accident.
Yeah.
And then he decides because she has a chance to be smart and do good on her exam and have a good life, and he's just a gangster, he's going to take the fall for her.
Right.
And so, to me, that's the end of the movie.
Yeah, it's already the end, right?
Yeah, they decided and they do it, and then he goes to prison. And then all of a sudden, there's an extra part where she says, no, I'm going to confess.
Yeah.
And she confesses, and then they both get a lighter sentence, and then they both end up getting out of jail, and then they, I guess, have a kid together? I didn't really understand that.
No, not really.
That's not their kid?
The kid? No.
At the very, very end, they're like, she's walking with a kid, and then the guy's walking behind them. I thought that was like their kid.
Oh, maybe it is. Okay, yeah, you got it. But for me, I'm not getting that.
Yeah, exactly. So that ending, to me, I feel like should just not be in the movie. And I think you're right. I think that is in the movie because the Chinese authority was like, no, you can't have somebody get away with murder.
Yeah. You need to get everybody with justice. I mean, the one who killed someone else needed to go to the jail or something. So those parts, I believe definitely is because the Chinese authority wanted to be in.
Yeah.
So
you can stop the movie like right after that part, and you're like, "This is a good movie." Because to me, that's very dramatic of this idea of these two lovers that decide this, and they have a really good line too about how like we wouldn't like why would she let him take the blame for the murder? Mm-hmm. And he says, "Well, we're adults, we wouldn't do that, but teenagers would because they don't think about life in the same way. They think like this is the only thing there is, and they don't think about their future."
No.
So like
they are pure, they are innocent, they are just so.
I think that's such a strong theme.
Yeah.
And then they kind of ruin it with the end, to be honest.
I totally agree with you because the ending part is not my favorite. Besides that, it's a good movie.
Yeah.
But no, because kind of political. They're showing people, you needed to, have it just justice.
Yeah,
So,
you need justice for the people that are bad. It reminds like movies in China now remind me of like Hollywood movies from like the 40s or something.
Yeah,
where they have like they had like a production code. So like the only certain things could happen in the movie because otherwise they wouldn't approve the movie to be made.
No.
Like China's like that now, where like you see
like 50
you can
years ago.
Yeah, and you can see very clearly like what was put in the movie by the government. You know, like it's very
and all the policeman is good man.
Yeah. Yeah. The police guy is like such a good, nice guy. It's like it's kind of like I don't know about that.
Yeah. So.
And they never do anything wrong. The police are like super good. I think that the acting of the main bully girl was really good.
Yeah.
She's really creepy and really. And then, but then they also, I really love what they did with the script where they also even though she's really a mean person and she really does a lot of bad things, they also there's a part where they show another side of her, where she's like gonna get in serious trouble and she's crying and she's saying like, oh, you know, my dad doesn't talk to me and blah blah blah. And so every character in the movie, you see both sides.
Not pure bad or pure good.
Yeah, except for the police.
Except for the police.
The police are pure good.
Yeah. It's just
but actually no, like even the police, they do a little bit of like the one guy getting carried away with the case and like wanting really badly to catch the people. You know? Like and there's a one point where one of the cops says to him like, why don't you just let them go? Like they're just kids. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I think the director really wants to show both, or the writer and the director really want to show both sides, all the sides of people, which I think is great.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a really entertaining movie. If you like dramatic movies, then I think you'll like it. It also, again, all these movies that we watch, they always check all the boxes for popular movie in Asian region, which is about students and gangsters, yeah,
romance,
Like if you have those three things, then you're gonna make a lot of money.
You gotta get sold.
All right, so Better Days, you can see it on Netflix, and we'll be watching the Oscars, see if it wins. I hope maybe it does. I mean, I haven't seen the other films.
I hope that A Sun will win. I mean,
well, A Sun isn't nominated now, so
is
no
it
chance.
nominated?
No, it's not nominated. Yeah, so I would prefer A Sun over this as well, but I do think it's a good movie. It's the first movie directed by a Hong Kong director that has been nominated, so that's exciting. Yeah. So if you want us to review any films from the Asian region, Taiwan, China, Hong Kong, please let us know in the comments, and we'll see you next time. Bye.